Welcome to T-Boys TV. We're back again with another latest news type video. Obviously, the third day running. Obviously, in today's, we're going to be talking about Heckingbottom again. This time, he gave us respect this time around. Obviously, last time, he was just saying he wants, people telling me in the comments, that he wants Luton and Middlesbrough to feel the pressure. And I knew he said that anyway. I was just, saying that for me, Sheffield United will feel the most pressure. Even because of the reasons I said on yesterday's video. Do make sure you check that out if you haven't already. So yeah, obviously we'll talk about him saying, we deserve more respect. Will Luton get automatics or playoffs? And a bit of transfer news. Don't know how true it is, but we're going to get into it and see what you guys think. And obviously, I will say my thoughts near the end. But the first thing, like I said, Heckingbottom, he's come out and he's made a Luton Town point um, ad mid and Middlesbrough narrative. So basically, he said we deserve more respect that they have been given by those talking about the race for promotion. The narrative so far around the battle for second spot has been whether Middlesbrough can catch Sheffield United, and it literally has. Michael Carrick's men have been many pundits tip after a strong run of form under the former Manchester United midfielder. However, Heckingbottom believes those who are not factoring Luton into the equation are doing Rob Edwards and his team a disservice, which is very true. And then the Hatters have gone under the radar somewhat this season and refused to go away. Again, true. Obviously, the 2-0 win Luton got, and then obviously the Middlesbrough defeat put them level on points, but obviously Middlesbrough have a better goal difference. Um, so yeah, indeed, Burnley have only lost fewer games and they have been beaten only twice in their last 17 Championship outings. Luton also have the third best defence, which, given the size of the budget at Kenilworth Road, shines more light on the job Edwards and his players are doing this season. To be a number above teams with bigger resources. Facts. I do think, and Edwards has said it in interviews as well. Even in one he done for today for Talksport, he said, credit has to go to Nathan Jones as well. I know a lot of people when he left called him a snake and that. I'm not really on that train because at the end of the day, it's not like he joined a rival club, and plus Southampton, maybe for not much longer. They are currently a Premier League team. You're not going to turn that down. So I don't blame him for that. And Rob Edwards always bigs him up in that sense and said he left us in a very good position for basically him and Richie and Kyle and everyone at the club to capitalise on. And obviously help us progress and achieve what we want to try and achieve. Heckingbottom knows too well about our ability, having taken just 1 point from their 2 meetings this season, and obviously losing recently at Bramall Lane. This is what he said about Luton. I have been talking about Luton all season, haven't I? They're now, and their form is excellent. They don't give anything away, and I think Luton and Middlesbrough still have to play each other, so Luton's fixtures are good for them. Exactly. And like I said, Luton, that Middlesbrough game is going to be crazy. Like I said yesterday, I want the atmosphere to be on job for that game. But I'm confident in that game. If I had to predict it right now, I'd probably go over Luton win, especially given it is at home. We're unbeaten against Middlesbrough since we come back up at home. We've had some cracking games with them over the years as well. Obviously, the first game back in the Championship was a 3-3 on TV. Didn't mean to make that rhyme. And then obviously the game last season, 1-0 up, that was also on TV. That was also midweek as well, like this one will be. And we come back and won 3-1. That was probably my favourite vlog where I didn't get much of the game. Like, make sure you do check that out if you haven't already. What a game that was. So, yeah, and he also says, the last bit, he says, they will fancy their chances as well with the form that they're in. And we will. You can see the players are starting to believe as well, especially after that win. Osho got asked the question, are you looking at second and that? And he's said, yeah, basically, and it is a good opportunity that we could get there. You also look at the performances we've had against, the top two, which is obviously Burnley and Sheffield United. Burnley, we should have got a draw at Luton, in my opinion. Even Burnley fans are saying that was probably one of their toughest games of the season, if not their toughest, and they won the game. So I think that tells you, a lot. Obviously, we drew at their ground as well. Obviously, they haven't lost at all at home this season. And then obviously Sheffield United, we beat them away. Just went at them, and we were just brilliant. And then obviously the home game, pretty sure that was a 1-1 draw, wasn't it? So yeah, well, yeah, it was, because obviously, I mentioned I only got 1 point from the 4 games against us. So I look at stuff like that as well, and yeah, you know, like I said, I'm confident when we play Middlesbrough as well, or the other team above us. So it's one of them. Obviously, we did lose away, but Rob Edwards' first game, and again, even though we lost that, we played well in that. It's just a red card was the turning point for me when Bell got sent off. But it was one of them, isn't it? I don't really blame him for that. It was just one of them, really, and he's been excellent other than that for us. So yeah, but yeah, that is that. And it's good to see that we are starting to get the respect. I don't really mind that we don't get it from everyone, because I don't mind being, a team that's off the radar, not really spoken about in that sense. But it's good that, more other managers are starting to see it as well. A lot of managers always give us respect, and he gave us respect in both games. His season was Vincent Company. So yeah, fair play to him for doing that as well. Considering Burnley's, in the position they're in, sometimes managers, because they're top of the league, they just think they're miles better than everyone else. So fair play. But yeah, that is that. Said about, do you agree with Paul Heckingbottom? Do you think Luton deserve more respect? Because I do, and it's good to see that we're getting it. But like I said, I'm not too fussed if we don't get it from a lot of people, but a lot of pundits just try and rule it out when they talk about us. They just try and rule us out of the equation for second. And like Paul says there, people should be putting them in, the conversation. But yeah, the next topic, Luton, automatics or playoffs is the big question. Now, someone called Mad Hatter, which is obviously a Luton fan, said his thoughts, and I'm basically going to go through it. So, in his opinion, Burnley are nailed on for top spot. Yeah, I think everyone agrees with that. So yeah, looking at Sheffield United and Middlesbrough, you'd have to favour the Blades gaining that second automatic place, as they have a game in hand over Middlesbrough and a lead of 6 points. Same advantage they have over Luton, because obviously we're on the same points. And yeah, looking at the fixtures Sheffield United have, I'll just say if I think they'll win, draw quickly. Wigan at home, I think they'll win that. Burnley away, lose. I was thinking maybe a draw, but I think they'll lose. Cardiff at home, I think they'll win that. Bristol City at home, I think they'll sneak that and win that. West Brom at home, I could see that being a draw. Preston at home, I could see that being a win. Huddersfield away, I could see that being a win. Birmingham at home, I'll probably say they'll win that. As for Luton, obviously we've got Millwall away, I'll say draw. Blackpool at home, I'll say win. Rotherham away, I'll say win, but it won't be easy. Reading away, I think we'll win that. Middlesbrough at home, I think we'll win that. Blackburn away, go draw. And then Hull at home, again, won't be easy, but I think we'll win. And then he also says, I suggest that Sheffield United's remaining fixtures with a heavy bias of home games makes them the clear favourites to take that second automatic promotion place. Despite what the media pundits might be saying, as mentioned earlier, they're just trying to get clicks, in my opinion, or people, viewing their stuff, saying that. Because I agree with this Luton fan, to be honest. And obviously I calculated it all the other day, and I had Sheffield United second still. And similar to this guy, I had it favoured, because of their home games as well, to be honest. And he also says, however, I wouldn't bet against us overhauling Middlesbrough to finish third. Exactly, that's exactly what I said. When I had a proper look, I said we'd end up getting third, especially if Carrick's side are still having to visit Kenilworth Road. Exactly. So yeah, man, my thoughts on it. Like I said, I think Sheffield United still will end up getting second. I think they've got a lot of home games there that will help, like the Luton fan mentioned there. But I do think Luton could get second. I really do. And that middle, like I keep saying recently, that Luton Middlesbrough game is going to be crazy. It's going to be mental when it comes to this battle. So we have to wait and see. But do you think Luton will get automatics, or do you think they will end up getting playoffs? Like I said, for me personally, I think we'll get playoffs, but we'll finish third instead of fourth. But then again, if we did finish fourth, I'll be happy, because third or fourth usually tends to win the playoffs in the Championship. And also, I said fourth at the start of the season. but I think we have a good opportunity to finish third. But let me know. And then moving on to the last topic that we're going to get into is a bit of transfer news. Now, I don't know how true it is, but we're going to have a little discussion about the player and let me know what you think. And I'll say my thoughts if we was to get this player in the summer. But Blackburn, Luton, Norwich, West Brom all scout 19-year-old who Romano says is leaving his current club in the summer. And that player is Max Johnson. He plays for Motherwell. And they got the scouts up apparently against Hibernian over the weekend. Reports the Scottish Sun. I don't know how reliable that is. But yeah, he's been in headlines as we approach the summer, with a number of clubs being linked with a move for the impressive right back. Johnson has enjoyed a breakthrough campaign with Motherwell in the Scottish top flight, racking up 11 league appearances with 1 goal and 2 assists to his name so far. The likes of Cardiff City, Luton Town, Preston North End and Sheffield United have previously been linked, but an emerging report from the Scottish Sun has revealed that Blackburn, Luton, Norwich and West Brom all scouted Johnson. And saying that, it says the Scottish Sun. So the Sun in, England is not very reliable. So let me know if you're Scottish or you keep an eye on the Scottish Sun, how reliable is it? And then also Fabrizio Romano, the Here We Go guy, as we know, says Johnson will leave Motherwell at the end of the season for training compensation, with interest from the Italian, English and German top flights. So a lot of people interested apparently. And then the race for him, a bit more. Johnson certainly looks like he has an exciting summer ahead. Despite only featuring a handful of times in the league this season, he's shown enough quality to put a host of English clubs on alert, and so it will make landing him a difficult task for the interested clubs. Right backs are often in demand these days. We can expect more and more teams to join the transfer chase as we near the summer, but the fact that Blackburn, Luton, Norwich and West Brom have all scouted him suggests that they are very keen at this point. All 4 clubs would be attractive destinations for Johnson, but for now he's at Motherwell and he's focused on finishing the season as strongly as possible. And another thing I've just thought of while I was reading that as well, Alan Campbell, obviously we got him from Motherwell, so there could be that link there. I've had a lot of Scottish players come in as well. Obviously Snodgrass, I know he's more experienced than like a Campbell, but still, we have had them players, Naismith, even though it's now Naisnake. But could we get him? He's a right back. I think we have a good chance. I do think if he was to come in, I don't think he would start. I think obviously it all depends what happens with us as well if we go up. I do expect us to get a backup right back though, because a lot of times when Dre May's not available, obviously Bree's left. We're having to play someone who can play as a right wing back or right back, whatever, mix and match in that sense. But they're not actually. That's not their main position. You've seen Fred play there a few times. You've even seen Clark play there a few times. So yeah, I do feel we need to fill that position. Especially if we did manage to keep Dre May and he did get injured. That wouldn't really be ideal. He's having a breakthrough season. I said 11 appearances, I think it was. Obviously, he did get a goal, which I did actually see his goal. And it was a very good goal, actually, over the keeper, posting in, brilliant strike. 1 goal and 2 assists, 11 appearances, yeah, that's it. So, yeah, obviously he's not going to have a lot of goals because he's a right back, but I'd probably take him as another option. And like I said, we do need to fill that right back role, or right wing back role, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, do let me know. Would you take Johnson at Luton next season as another option? Because like I said, from what I've seen and that, I would, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that is where I'm going to wrap this up. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything I have discussed today. Make sure you smash a like on the video if you haven't already. Do subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Turn on notification bell so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream. If you do want to follow me across any of my socials, link to them are in the description. Do subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. Link to that is in the description as well. And until next time, I will see you lot in a bit. Take care and peace.